G'day, my name's Simon with Gillis Practical Rifle Events. I'm out here today to video myself doing another one of the stages, just to demonstrate that the stages can be done and to voice some of my thoughts about how a stage could be done, and particularly how I approach a stage, and hopefully that'll give other people a bit of guidance or at least a different perspective on how to approach a stage, and that might benefit those people as a competitor next time. So the stage I'm demonstrating today is called Dash It. It's Dash It is meant to be said essentially as a curse, because most people don't really, or most people struggle with this sort of stage. So so Dash It involves, or in a precision or open class, Dash It involves 3 targets. For this stage today I've got an 8-inch target, 8-inch square, down to my left. That's 200 or just over 200 metres away. And then I've got a central target, again below me, which is a 10-inch square. That one's at 275 metres. And then I've got a far target, which is a 12-inch square. And that one is 484 metres. So the stage rules are pretty simple. You've got 2-minute time limit from a standing start, all your gear off the ground. And in that 2 minutes you've got to achieve 2 hits on each of the 3 targets. Now every time you hit the target though, you've got to run back, and I know it's a struggle to see in the video, but you've got to run back and touch a marker I've got back there. So after every hit, you've got to go back, touch that, come back again, and then you can shoot again. Now we've run a couple of competitions recently where we've used this particular stage. The first one was our Tarata medium range shoot, which was about 3 weeks ago now. And the round count for this particular stage, or that particular stage at Tarata, was only 6. So you could afford no misses. Upon reflection, I thought that was a bit harsh, not allowing any misses. So what we did for the Gendwani Steel Challenge was we ran a very, very similar stage, very similar distances, very similar target sizes. But what we did was we said it was it was 10 shots allowed for 6 hits. So essentially you could still afford yourself 4 misses. So I quite like that stage description, 10 shots for 6 hits on 3 different targets, run in between each hit, and so that's what I've set up today. Also a bit different from Tarata. The long target at Tarata was actually a 16-inch target, so that's 400mm by 400mm target. Today I'm using a 12-inch target, or 300mm by 300mm target. So the target for me today is a little smaller than it was at Tarata. So how I approach a stage like this, so as allowed on our stage rules, I've already sorted out all my dope and come-ups on the scope and whatnot for all the targets on this stage. Now, so that's pretty straightforward. Now, of course, I could start at the long target, because the long target's worth more points. Each hit on the long target's worth more points. And so I could start on the long target. Okay, at the beginning of the stage, I'm not breathing hard, I haven't been running back and forth. I can make good, precise shots and get the maximum points by getting the long target worth the most points. And then as I hit the long target, then I move to the middle target, then move to the short target. Now I could do that. The other option is, of course, that I could start with a short target. Now, short target's not worth as many points, but I could start with a short target and get my hits on that, and then move to the middle target, get my hits on that, move to the far target, on the basis that it's the hardest target and I'm least likely to hit it. And so, I might as well get my hits on the close targets, then go to it and run my time out on the long target. The third option, which I saw a few people take at Tarata, was I could start with the middle target. I could start with the middle target, get my win call on the middle target because I'm more likely to hit it. Once I've got my win call on the middle target, I can move to the long target, make my hits on that. And because the short target is quite a position change, and it's sort of 25 degrees downhill, where the other two are just slightly downhill, because of the big position change, I'll leave that till last. Okay, so there's a few different ways you can do this stage, and those are 3 that sound pretty good. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with a long target. Okay, I'm going to do that because before my time limits I can dial my scope, I can make good shots on the long target and get the most points, and then I'm going to work my way closer and then I'm going to work my way to the close target. Okay, so I already got my dope sorted. The timer is already set up for 2 minutes. Now my scope power, again I talked about this in another video where people like to shoot on the maximum power. Now I've got it set about sort of 12, 14 power. It's for these sort of distances on these sort of size targets, that's all, you don't need any more than that. And because of the movement in the stage, particularly for the short target, I'm going to stick about this power because I point it pretty good and I get a good field of view, can come up on target pretty good. So for the long target, I'm going to dial for the distance first. I already got my parallax is already sort of pretty good enough. Now normally on a stage like this I would compete with my big mag. Okay, my big magazine for the rifle holds 14 shots. But I have had a few comments about people sort of saying, oh, since I've got a big mag, I'm setting stages with more round count or with a higher round count. And that a lot of bolt actions here in New Zealand don't have the big mag capacity that I have with a custom mag here for my rifle. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go back to 5-shot mags. Now I've got 2 5-shot mags here loaded, ready to go. And so just to prove that it can be done, or at least attempt it under those conditions, I'm going to run with 2 5-shot mags. Okay, so I haven't had any shots today. This will be a cold clean bore shot for me today. And at least with 10 shots I should get onto that target pretty quickly, then I'll be up and running. Now the marker behind me, I've got to go up this little hill here, then it's pretty flat. I see a few people who say, oh, the stage time limit's too fast. Well, at the Genduani shoot, we had 2 minutes, 3 targets, 3 distances, all that. Now, nobody completed the stage at Genduani, okay, except me. Now, I completed the stage in the stage trial. We didn't video it because it was a known stage, but I completed it in the stage trial. Now, nobody did it. 28 competitors in precision class did this on the day, and nobody completed it. The closest they got was 5 out of 6 hits. At Tarata, essentially this exact setup I've got here at Tarata, there was something like 20 odd competitors, or 22, 23 competitors. There was only one person completed the stage. Now that person, he's younger than our average shooter, he's a really good shooter, and he completed it with less than a couple of seconds to spare on the clock. Okay, so look, this is, so I've had a few comments that say the time limit's too tight. It's too tight, it's too short, it should lengthen the time limit. Well, in response to that, I'm going to say, look, fitness is a part of shooting. The younger, the fitter guys, this stage is set to give those guys an advantage. Okay? Now, I'm 34 years old. I'm not the fittest that I could be. I have been doing a bit of fitness work lately, but I'm not the fittest as I could be. I still have a stomach. It is still there. It's still blur. But, yeah. And so, look, bottom line, fitness is a part of shooting, and it's a part that we wanted to challenge with this particular stage. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so what else? Obviously I've got my day pack here as part of the stage rules, the standing start, gear off the ground. So as soon as the stage starts, I'm going to drop that. I've got my TAB gear rear bag here. Yeah, so I'll be using that. I find it, I can shoot a little faster without it, but I can shoot particularly steady with it. And on a day like today, I thought, man, yep, I'm going to, for the extra time it takes me to use the rear bag, I'm going to use it today. Right, anything else I need to talk about? No, that's pretty much it. Sorry about the target video. I've only got the one video camera for targets, and so I've got it lined up on the 2 further targets there, but I'm not going to be able to switch it over to the short target. So you're going to have to trust me, or hopefully you'll hear the ding in the main video when I hit that target, assuming I get to that target. Okay, so 5 shots. I'll put 1 5-shot mag in there. Actually, that can stay in my pocket with that one. So, standing start, all your gear off the ground. Right, how am I going to do this? Okay, here we go. Start with a long target, work my way in. Mag loaded, bipod set. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so, oh man, our heart rate, breathing, give us a second. Okay, so, that is how you do the dash it stage from the Tarata medium range and the Genuine Steel Challenge 2017. Oh, it's not a lot of time that you really have to be running. Okay, now I've caught my breath a little bit and I've gone and had a drink and I come back and I collected all my cases. Awesome. And yeah, I thought I'd talk through about how that stage went. So obviously I missed the first shot on the long target. It went out to the right because I underestimated the wind. There wasn't really much here, but obviously it's heading up the gully there and it was pushing me a bit right. The second shot I fired hit right on the right hand edge, and I was holding the left hand edge, and yeah, so that gave me a good idea of the wind. Of course at that point I had to run. So I ran, I dialed the distance for that target, so I ran, came back, held out to the left hand edge or just off the left hand edge of the target, squeezed the shot away, hit. No idea where it hit, I thought it was a good hit. Either way, I know it was a hit, so I ran. So I came back to the middle target. Now the middle target's where things got interesting. I knew it took me some time to dial. So rather than dial for the middle target, what I did at that point was dialed for the short target. Okay? Because I know from the short target's about 200 metres, so I was going to go to my 200 metre mark. At 275, if I'm dialed for 200, I can hold the top edge of the target. I know that because my hunting zero on my hunting rifle is 200 metres, and at 300 you can hold the back line on an animal. So I dialed for 200, held the top edge of the target on the middle target, squeezed off a shot, holding a bit left. Now this one hit right on the left hand edge of the target. Now I saw the hit, and then I had to run. While I'm running, I'm thinking, right, the first target, obviously I needed to hold out to the left to get the wind to drift it in. The second target I held left and hit left. So this time I thought, right, bugger it, I'm going to hold 12 o'clock high and dropped it straight onto the target. That worked, and then I had to run. So I got back here and I looked at the clock and I had like 28 seconds to fire one shot, run and fire another shot. And I thought, no, I can do this. Be confident. So lined up dead smack in the middle, bang, no rear bag, hit it, ran. Now I'm thinking as I'm running, don't slow down, gotta run, I've got to make this. So I get up there, I touch my marker, head back, and I look at the clock and I've got 8 seconds. 8 seconds for me to pick up the gun because I stupidly moved it backwards after I fired the previous shot. Picked it up, shift it forward, get down, get up on the scope, get it on, dead it on, and squeeze a shot. Now I knew I only had 8 seconds and I was counting in my head. 7, 6, 5, 4. And I got to 2 and I thought, holy crap, I'm not on. And so I just dropped the gun, dropped the butt a little bit, came up on the target, squeezed, bang, and so I got that last shot away right on the time limit. It's a good stage, man. I really like this style of stage. It gets your heart rate going. You have to think for it. Okay, you can't just just point at all the targets and hit everything. And so I really like that stage. That it challenges your fitness. It challenges how well you think under pressure, because the time pressure is massive by the time you get down to those last targets. And your heart rate's up, your blood's up. You've got to, and then you've got to think, right, where am I going to hold? Do I have to take care of wind and the angle and all this and swapping the mag? That took me some time. Obviously a bit too used to my 14 shot mag, but overall, look, I really like this stage for what it is, and we're going to keep it in our events at least for the foreseeable future until we come up with something better. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you got something out of my approach to a stage, and if nothing else, look, this demonstrates that the stage is doable. Maybe not doable for everyone at their fitness level, but definitely doable. And and I hope that this demonstrates that. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you at a shoot sometime.